We're going to call the Jefferson Elementary School District Governing Board meeting to order at 7 p.m. Ms. Kovare will, can we get roll call, please?
Manufo Leah Inga Anuai is absent. Aaron Rashba,
Here.
Shakil Ali,
Here.
Anthony Sujisaka,
Present.
Andrea Jordan.
Here. That was a quorum. We'll be moving on to the Pledge of Allegiance, and we have our wonderful students from Thomas Edison Elementary school here. We already have the excitement. And so I will have the students lead us in the pledge.
Please stand, put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We're going to be moving on to the approval of the agenda. Before I get any comments from the board and or questions, I would like to remove closed session item 16C from the agenda. And with that, I will entertain any other amendments, and if not, I will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve. Second.
There's a first and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
That was unanimous. We'll be moving on to public hearing. This public hearing is to review and approve a resolution on the district's sufficiency of pupils' textbooks. The governing board of the Jefferson Elementary School District will hear public comments on the resolution stating the sufficiency of textbooks and instructional materials at every school for the 2023-24 school year is consistent with their alignment to state content standards and most recent adoption cycles. I will be opening public hearing at 7:02 p.m. If there is no public comment at this time, I will be closing the public hearing at 7:03 p.m. And with that, we will be moving on to my favorite part of the agenda, which is presentations from our students. This is a special presentation from the Thomas Edison Elementary School Library Program. Ms. Bell, the principal, and students from Thomas Edison will demonstrate how the library is the central hub of the school and will highlight many engaging activities held in the school library. And with that, please step up to the podium. Thank you for having us. I'm just going to start, and then they're going to take over. So our library has become a place of learning, exploration, and community building. We have students who applied for the job of library helpers. These students give up their lunch recess once a week to help check and return books, reshelve books, and help keep our library neat and organized. Here are three of our library helpers, Melissa, Anna, and Jayana, and they will tell you about some of the wonderful things happening at TD. And they're also going to share a little song with you that they learn on how to look at books and read stuff.
Put your shelf marker in, you pull a book right out. You leave the shelf marker in and you turn the book about. You do the bookie looking to make sure the book's just right. That's what it's all about. Put the book in, you take the shelf marker out. Put the shelf marker in, see what another book's about. You do the looky looky to make sure the box is right. That's what it's all about.
There we go.
It is a central place for learning about great books, exploring the different book genres and topics, and working with other students to build our community. Miss Nicole makes learning fun. Every week she does a word of the week. This week's word is syzygy. Syzygy. Syzygy is a term used in astronomy when at least three objects in a space are in a straight line.
Our library helps us form a love of reading and learning. Our librarian, Miss Nicole, reads us books and has background sounds that goes along with the books.
So to recap, our library offers learning resources, helps build our curiosity of different subjects, is a place for us to explore and use critical thinking skills. We also do activities in the library like escape rooms, treasure hunts, and other fun games where we work together to solve the games. Our library is also open during lunch if we want to sit down and read or play a board game with friends.
Thank you for taking the time to hear about our wonderful library. We loved that we are library helpers and learning all about how to run a library with Miss Nicole.
Thank you, Miss Nicole.
Thank you so much. Are there any comments from fellow board members? And I'll start on my right.
Well, thank you very much, students. You spoke very well and really inspired all of us about the library program. Thank you for teaching me a new word, syzygy, and your wonderful song, which I thoroughly enjoyed. And I want to thank Principal Bell and Ms. Nicole for making a great program. And just comment, I think libraries are so important at school and in public libraries. And you, as the students, just spoke to so many reasons why they're important as a hub of learning and a place to gather, and where so many activities take place. So I'm really glad to hear that that's happening at the Thomas Edison Library. And thank you for your leadership in taking care of the libraries, giving up your recess to make that happen. So thank you.
Thank you. Good evening. Since my colleague gave you all the comments that we could possibly give you, I want to just echo what he said, but also maybe I'll ask one question so any of you can answer this. What was your main motivation for becoming a library helper? Why did you decide to give up your lunchtime to do this?
To help people and to have fun with other people, and so you can have a fun time in the library, helping people and having fun time in the library.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much. It's amazing to see how much has progressed at Thomas Edison. I also love hearing from, especially you kids. I don't know if any of you know, but my mom's a substitute there, Mrs. T. So yeah, I see some of you know. So that's my mom. So actually, I had one quick question before I go into my comment. Oh gosh, where was it? So you said that you do escape rooms and treasure hunts and a lot of other activities. What activities do you think that you could take from Thomas Edison and bring to your public library? Like, what are your actually, maybe I should phrase it. What favorite activity would you take and bring to a public library so that the community could enjoy it? Yeah.
We could do dance charades because it's not really that loud. It's just like you need to be more quiet in the library. Also, you can have fun doing it because it's fun acting out some things that you get from the cards.
Very cool. All right, and then my last comment I'll add is like it's great to hear that there are so many resources because as Trustee Rashba said, libraries have so many resources that you're all learning, and they even have more than that. Like you can rent movies and a whole bunch of different things. So it's really cool you're learning about that. So thank you.
I echo my fellow trustees' statements. I also want to commend you all for coming up here and not being shy in public speaking. It's going to be a skill that is going to take you so far in life. Some people have heard me say this. If I wasn't doing the job that I'm doing now, I would have been a librarian. I actually used to live in the library as a kid. My mom would actually find me under the covers at night. Instead of going to sleep, I would like get a flashlight and and keep reading because I just love reading. My kids now are like, Mom, seriously, I read at least a book a week. The latest book I read was the Dictionary of Lost Words. So when you taught us a new word today, I was like, oh yeah, that's so exciting to learn new words. And then I think essentially, libraries are just the hub of where you will get so much knowledge. I know a lot of times, at least in this day and age, people are using the internet, but nothing is as good as opening up a book. At least I love the smell of books. I'm like, oh my God, they smell so good. The old ones, the new ones, so amazing. So I do have one question, because I know you guys said that you have a book that's read, periodically or weekly. What is the latest book that you've read or come across that you enjoyed? Yes.
Charlotte's Web.
That's a good one, with the pig and the spider. Awesome. Does anyone else have a book that they read that they really enjoyed? And no pressure. If you don't remember, that's fine. I would just encourage you to continue your love of reading. It's going to take you so far. Reading is never going to take away from you. It's just going to continue to add value to your life. And sharing books with others, you can say, I read this book. I really think you would enjoy it. That's a way to actually even build friendships. I'm actually a part of a book club and made friends that I didn't think I would just by reading a book. So keep doing what you're doing, and great job to Miss Bell and your librarian. I think it's amazing that you guys are continuing the love of reading in your school. So thank you so much. And with that, we're going to be giving out some certificates. I'm going to have my fellow trustees help me out.
All right, so I have a certificate of appreciation for participation in the flag ceremony and special presentation for Jayana Claire Avila.
Certificate of appreciation for participation in the flag ceremony and special presentation to Melissa Panu Galing.
And certificate of appreciation for participation in the flag ceremony and special presentation to Hannah Wong.
I would like to give one last huge round of applause for our students and their parents. Thank you so much for that presentation, and we hope to have you back again soon telling us all about new books that you've read. And with that, we will be moving on to the communications portion of our agenda. Item 7A, board member acknowledgements and commendations. And this time I'm going to start on my left.
Always when you start on me, I'm good. I just wanted to say thank you for the presentation. That was great.
Thank you. I just wanted to acknowledge and commend all of the teachers in our district. I believe we just had an International Day of the Teacher, I don't remember exactly what day it was, but one of my students congratulated me. So I think it was last week, maybe Wednesday, if someone can fact check that. So kudos to all the teachers out there.
And I wanted to thank and commend our sister district, the Jefferson Union High School District, for holding a very well done and helpful high school fair at the very end of September. It was extremely beneficial to families like mine with a middle schooler attending. A great chance to learn about all the schools. And I wanted to note that there are having open houses at the high school the first early November, November 1st at Westmore High School, November 2nd at Oceana, November 8th at Terra Nova, and November 9th at Jefferson High School. Thank you.
And so I don't have anything or a lot to say. I think I echo my fellow board trustee sentiments. I also wanted to bring up that the Daly City Public Library Associates is looking for their next youth poet laureate, and obviously talking about books, talking about reading. I'm sure that we have a lot of young budding poets in our district, and so I would encourage any children and parents that are listening out there that are into poetry to definitely look into it. I believe that there is a dollar prize that's also motivation to look into being the youth poet laureate for Daly City. It is definitely an honor, and so if you've not heard of it, definitely look into the Daly City Public Library Youth Poet Laureate for, I guess, going into 2024 year. And with that, I will open it up to superintendent comments.
Yes, thank you. We can also try to find the poster for that and post it on our website too, so
Perfect.
families can, and our social media.
Social media.
So October is a month of celebrations and observances. This week is the week of the school administrators. So we've been celebrating all of our school administrators throughout the district. We also, on Monday, we observed Indigenous Peoples Day. It's also, October is LGBTQ plus History Month. There's Fire Prevention Week. Cooking Safety Starts With You is their theme. We have Digital Citizenship Month. So there's all sorts of things that we're focusing on for October that we're posting on our social media and our website. One other thing I wanted to point out is last week we did our CBEDS enrollment, which is the one day that the state checks to see, this is the day where you account your enrollment, and we are flat. So we didn't decline. We only were 3 down from last year. So we're staying steady. Our kindergarten enrollment is low, but we did have a lot of students move in other grade levels, which balanced us out. So that was better than projected. So I thought we should share that news.
Thank you. And now we're going to be moving on to item 7C, persons wishing to address the board. This portion of the agenda is available for individuals to comment on or address the board on any issue that is under the board's jurisdiction and not on the agenda. The maximum time allowed for any speaker is usually 2 minutes. Do we have any speakers? All right. Seeing as we don't have any speakers, I will close public comment at this time. And we'll be moving on to item 8A, consent agenda. The administration recommends approval of the starred items on the rest of the agenda. Are there any comments? If not, I will entertain a motion.
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
So first and a second, all those in favor say aye. Aye. That was unanimous. We'll be moving on to item 9B, the resolution number 23-1011, availability of textbooks and instructional materials. The administration recommends approval of the resolution 23-1011 that ensures that students in the district have enough textbooks and instructional materials in each subject area that are consistent with their alignment to state content standards in the most recent adoption cycles. Are there any questions or comments? And if not, I will entertain a motion.
I'll move to approve the resolution 23-1011.
Second.
First and a second, all those, actually, this will be a roll call. Ms. Covere, could you please call roll?
Mr. Rashba,
Aye.
Mr. Ali,
Aye.
Mr. Sujisaka,
Aye.
Ms. Jordan.
Aye. That was unanimous. We'll now be moving on to item 13. Governance team members' comments, reports, and board meeting reflection. That was a very quick one. And this time I'm going to start on my right-hand side.
Well, we certainly kept our remarks concise. Um, but certainly the highlight of the meeting for me was the presentation by the students at Thomas Edison. I love that. Loved hearing about the library program. Thank you for all you're doing there. And thank you for all the school administrators we're celebrating this week and teachers and staff in our district.
Thank you. Yes, we definitely remained concise and kept our focus on the best interests of the students as usual. And thanks everyone for being here tonight. And I just want to echo what Trustee Jordan said earlier about loving being in the library. I was one of those teenagers as well. And I really appreciated the presentation tonight by the students.
Well, since we have so much time, let's take the next half hour to talk about the environment. So, no, I'm kidding. Anyway, so no, thank you for this concise meeting. I really appreciate how we all very student focused and we all are actively like engaged in everything that we're doing here. I also failed to mention this earlier, which this month, yes, it's still happening until October 15th, is Latinx and Hispanic Heritage Month. And I just, we had a presentation at my school today. And so that's why I needed to remember to mention that. So thank you. And we appreciate all the Latinx and Hispanic people who are in our district and stakeholders in the community. And that's everything for me. Thank you.
I echo my fellow board trustees' sentiments. I also wanted to acknowledge all the staff and administrators that come to our meetings all the time, but don't make comments, but are here to listen and honestly just make sure that they're in the know of what's going on. I think that's just so powerful. It shows that you're engaged, regardless of if you're making a comment or not. And at least you're in the know. And when something comes up, you're able to explain it in a clear and concise way because you've been involved at least in attending the meetings on a consistent basis. Even those that are watching and are not making comments, I do want to acknowledge you all. Your silence doesn't go unnoticed, but we appreciate that you are engaging and listening in. And with that, I will move to item number 14, persons wishing to address the board on closed session items. Are there any comments? Wow, this has been an amazing evening. And with that, I will convene to closed session at 7:23 p.m.